testifying in front of Senate, talking about not only Live Nation, but just like the industry as a whole.
Right. You had me at It's Gonna Be Me.
Yeah. We had you at It's Gonna.
Yes.
I'll sometimes eat breakfast at like 2 a.m. before bed.
Powerhouse vocals are what come to mind.
I remember our first show in Chicago ever, 2016 headline show. We played at a 100 capacity bar and it sold out.
Tell me what you know. Hey, post me top 10 ways that you hate me. Don't ever call a girl crazy, but lately, that is exactly what you're trying to make me. My mind's racing.
Well, we'll start with breakfast then. So neither of you had breakfast?
Neither of us have had breakfast.
You've had an album called Breakfast.
That's true.
That's very
So we've had breakfast.
You've had breakfast. Are we breakfast people? I hate to go down this path to start the interview, but
You know what's funny is I'm actually not. It's not my favorite meal of the day. And I feel like that's not cool to say because I feel like people are like obsessed with breakfast food. It's great. But
lunch is my favorite meal of the day.
You're a big sandwich guy.
Love sandwiches.
Is it the breakfast food or is it eating in the morning?
A little bit of both.
Same.
It's also that I'm not usually awake in the morning. So
Got it. We're late risers.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not.
I'll sometimes eat breakfast at like 2 a.m. before bed. Like I feel like for me, my normal schedule is wake up, then like eat lunch at like 1 or 2, then have dinner at whatever time I eat dinner, and then eat like a bowl of cereal or a waffle or something like that at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and then go to bed.
Well, you're notorious for working later. I mean, you guys had that all-nighter music video you made
Exactly.
years ago too.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously the hard-hitting questions first. Lawrence, Clyde, Gracie, Lawrence. We've met briefly at a mutual friend's New Year's party, but it was a New Year's party, so it wasn't an interview, and we weren't trying to do that. But I did get off one compliment/interview question when I was talking to you, Clyde. Was this is obviously before Family Business came out. I was like, your guys' "It's Gonna Be Me" cover is insane.
1, 2.
All that I do, it's not enough for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I heard that, when it first came out on, it was Hotel TV, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's everything. Because I grew up listening to NSYNC, but I'm also such a sucker for horns and the funk and the soul that you guys are known for. So when you combine those two things, I mean, you had me at hello.
Thank you.
You had me at It's Gonna Be Me.
Yeah. We had you at It's Gonna.
Yes, exactly. How has it been? I mean, you've been on a rocket ship, it feels like, this last year.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's always funny to us when people say that because I guess when you're in a rocket ship, do you feel the momentum?
Do you feel like you're going 550 miles per hour in a plane? Yeah.
I think that like we've always been on a nice, like one thing that we've been really lucky about is that it's been a really long, slow journey, but that like we've always been a little bigger each year than we were the year before. So it always feels like growth, like when we first played, I remember our first show in Chicago ever, 2016 headline show. We played at a 100 capacity bar and it sold out. And it was like the most fun, like no matter what we do tonight, Aragon Ballroom, it won't be more fun than that 100 cap bar was. And then the next year we played in a 200 cap bar and sold that out. And we were like, oh my God,
this is great.
This is crazy. We're so much bigger than last year. So I think that when you live through that perspective, especially when we don't have like a particular goal of like, we need to be this successful or this famous or whatever, that's not really how we evaluate it. So yeah, it kind of feels like we've always been on a slow, fun ascent.
Well, you guys have been putting out albums since 2015-ish?
Yeah, 2016, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, the very first, I had such an odd introduction to Lawrence, which I'm glad it happened this way, but the very first song I ever heard of yours was the Try Reprise.
Wow.
Off of, I think it was Living Room.
Yeah.
And not even Try, the Reprise is what I heard first. And it just as a theater kid myself, growing up in that world, I was like, anything that says Reprise, I'm immediately interested.
Right.
What are we calling back to?
That's funny.
And that's a very Clyde vocal heavy song.
Yeah.
And obviously, not to cut either of your vocals short, but when we hear a lot of Lawrence songs, Gracie's just throw you in the back of your seat. Powerhouse vocals are what come to mind. But I heard Clyde's first, and I was like, this dude has soul. And then, of course, I get the 1-2 punch of like, oh, Gracie can sing. Wow.
That's what we're hoping that if anyone like hears one, then they're gonna hear the other and be like, oh, that's fun. Like there's two vocalists who have very different voices too. But
Are from the same family.
yes.
Your brother, is it Linus?
Yeah.
You can sing as well. I mean,
I know.
when you guys call this the family business, that's not just like a cheeky title.
Exactly. Yeah, it was like a long time coming, I think, to call an album. We realized that like such a core part of what we like to talk about in interviews or on stage is the fact that we're siblings, but we had never really like made any music about the fact that we're siblings or like formalized it in anything that we were putting out. So then we realized actually on the last song on Hotel TV, it was a song called Figure It Out, which was the first song that we ever wrote about our relationship as siblings. And we had so much fun doing that kind of was part of what brought on this idea of like, how great would it be to be able to bake it into the album itself, this idea that we are family.
Sure.
This episode of the Spout Podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. This month is all about gratitude, thanking those in your life that listen to you, that provide guidance. For me personally, that's my mom. My mom has so much wisdom, and I know it's an old adage where it's like your parents lived the life you're living too, but we forget that sometimes. So it's important to have those people in your life that you can thank, whether it's a therapist, a family member, a friend, or sometimes we forget to even thank ourselves. It's so easy that we're the ones doing our best here. We're trying to be the best version of ourselves and make sense of everything in this crazy world. And it can be hard not only to remind yourself of that, but also to navigate how to do that. That's where a therapist can come in. If you've ever thought about giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great place to start. It's completely online. You have licensed therapists. You can switch professionals at any point if you want to try someone new or get a new perspective. So if you're thinking about giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is the place to go. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/spoutpod today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/spout, SPOUT, pod, POD.
Obviously, we need to get rightfully so to what you want and family business as a whole, but I just have been waiting the chance to talk to you guys, not in like an awkward New Year's party way. False Alarms with John Bellion. Also just an incredible genius of a talent. And he has a bar on that where he says, Live Nation is a monopoly. And obviously you have gone to the congressional floor. So is John Bellion to fight for artist rights and whatnot, and making sure that they're fairly compensated.
When we pick a given venue, if it's a venue that Live Nation is either the exclusive promoter or the operator or the owner of, there's no opportunity but to just receive a deal that we have no ability to negotiate from Live Nation.
It was very cool to like see and hear that years ago, and then all it's coming to fruition, and now he's putting out his own music again.
Yeah.
What's that feel like?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It just was like kind of something that we've always talked about within our band in Lawrence, of ways that the industry is set up that feels maybe based on precedents that aren't fair to not us specifically, but to artists in general, particularly developing artists. Something that we've always found are different ways to try to fight against in the little ways that we could. And then talking to John, who had his own experiences. And when we were writing the song False Alarms, it was like, let's have this song be kind of an anthem for the challenges of making in this very complicated industry. And he included that line in it. And then, lo and behold, a couple of years later, we are testifying in front of Senate, talking about not only Live Nation, but just like the industry as a whole. Right. And it's been cool. We've seen some positive change come since then. Some of the very specific points that Jordan and I were bringing up at the in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee are things that have either already changed or we're seeing movement towards change. Namely, Live Nation rolled out a program called the On the Road Again program, in which all Live Nation owned venues under 3,000 capacity, they no longer take a cent from artist merch revenues, which is something that we were fighting really hard for, and something that's huge and saves all developing artists a lot of money. There's some other really fun bullet points in that program too. So we've been happy with the with the change that has come, and we're excited about hopefully pushing through some more really cool stuff.
Which is great. And obviously it's a complicated topic and we're not going to go over all the nuances of it, but if you don't know, inform yourself on it. And it's something that's very real because people see someone on stage and like, oh, they must be rich and famous. And it's like, maybe one of those two things is true, but there's plenty of people that are singing literally for their supper that night. In multiple facets of media, not just singing. Totally. With that said, obviously we've had some success, very deserved with Family Business and What You Want specifically, breaking top 40.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
Which in my world in radio is just like, that is a certain level of, okay, they're here. And I'm one of those annoying people in the office that's like, I've been saying, man, like this brother-sister duo, Lawrence, you got to know. But it is such an incredible album start to finish. What's a song off of that album that if they have no introduction to Lawrence or Family Business specifically, that's the song you're like, okay, let's check this out, and you can't say Family Business?
Wow, that's a great question.
I mean, I think like What You Want is hopefully a good version of that. And it's why it's first on the album, because it has both of us singing. Which is something that we really care about having in a song that is someone's first introduction to the band, so that they know there are two vocalists and kind of get to know both of us. It's really high energy and it's really fun, which I think is a really big part of our identity. Like, our music is hopefully fun. So I think that is a good one. But
I think that like a thing for better or worse about Lawrence, but it's something that I ultimately love, is that no one song can really like capture what we're all about. I think What You Want is a song that we made with the intention of being like, there's this palpable live energy at our concerts. Like, how do we pack this punch in your face, high energy thing into a song, and like, let's make this song that. It's just like 0 to 100, foot on the gas the whole way. Like, really like almost more rock than we would often get, because we were like, we need to capture the energy of the show. But then there's other songs, I would recommend someone listen to What You Want and then immediately listen to a song like Promotion. Which is basically just like a single mic recording us jamming out on like a super acoustic song, way more like relaxed, and then a song like Funeral.
But I felt every heart I'd broken in the words I should have spoken. But I'm just sitting there watching it all go down at my own funeral.
Which is like a completely other world. We like to have an album that has a lot of different kind of stuff.
Very inclusive. You both navigated that question masterfully, by the way. Let's make sure we still talk about What You Want, but also, yes. So let me rephrase just a little bit. What's a song in the set, maybe from Family Business or not, that you're like, okay, when this hits, I can't wait to see how people react to it?
I'll say Something in the Water.
I think there's something in the water.
That's one that, just thinking of songs that like, I think we're lucky enough that the people coming to the shows are pretty well versed in the album. So similar to what Gracie's saying, I think the ones that are most fun to perform live are the ones where we have the most like maybe surprises or differences in how it comes off. And Something in the Water, I'm really proud of like how we chose to deliver that in the live show.
Lyrically too, and I for what it's worth, I've not actually seen you guys perform live other than a quick radio show, so I'm excited. I'm absolutely
I'm
coming
so excited for you to see it.
But Something in the Water lyrically has, I don't want to butcher it, but it has to the effect like everyone else around me is getting married and moving on with their life. Like what's in the water that I'm missing out on? Kind of.
Exactly.
And as someone that's, very much in that vein too, I think there's a lot of 20, 30 somethings that are like, am I doing it right? Am I following this roadmap? But you guys deliver it in such a, I'm glad you mentioned your live performance and energy, because don't let this be fooled. These people have more energy on stage, at least from what I've seen, than you could ever imagine.
I'm so tired right now.
Well, you got to rest up, obviously. But I am so beyond, proud's not the right word because I don't have a right to say that, but just being a silent observer for a couple years now, and being someone that left traditional media to start my own version of radio and whatnot, and get a chance to champion people like you. It's very, very cool to see the win. That's well deserved. And
Thank you
so
really
excited to
appreciate
see
it.
tonight.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I
That's
can't wait for you to
nice.
see it.
Clyde, Gracie, Lawrence, I hope this is not the last time we talk because I have so many more questions, but to be respectful for A, the rest, but B, obviously getting ready to casually perform for a couple thousand people tonight.
Yeah.
We'll say to be continued.
Well, I hope you
for
enjoyed the
everything.
show.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
so much.
for talking about us in the office and telling all the people. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, real quick before we jump into the post-show episode on Spout, Nick Major and myself talking everything Lawrence, as well as some of our favorite episodes as of late on Spout. I want to thank one of today's sponsors, hers.com. Now, weight loss drugs and GLP-1s are all that anybody's been talking about in the news lately. You hear it all the time, but a common misconception is that you have to be rich or famous to include them in your health journey. Through Hers, you can get access to budget-friendly weight loss programs that are personalized just for you by a medical professional. Hers is changing women's healthcare by providing access to GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy, as well as oral medication kit options as well. It's realistic, it's not restrictive, and it's tailor-made just for you. Weight loss is not only hard, but it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all thing. So that's where the medical professionals and doctors through Hers help you on finding the right program that is right for your body. Through Hers, weight loss plans are more affordable with compounded GLP-1 injections starting at just $199 a month with a 12-month subscription paid upfront. There's no hidden fees. There's no action fees. There's no sign-up fees. It's all super clear. It's not a membership either. You can start your free online visit today at forhers.com/spout. Forhers.com/spout. That's FORHERS.com/spout, SPOUT, for your personalized weight loss treatment options. Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Nick Major joining the Spout podcast after show. This is crazy because, I mean, we all know each other, right? You, me, Tamara, Nick, we've all known each other for years, but rarely do we get to actually be on camera together because of the whole, like, we interview the other people thing. So
I know. And when I saw Tamara last week, when she did her Gwen Stefani chat, so everybody be sure to check that out. It was just so good to see her in person, to chat with her a little bit after her chat, because I got to pick her brain about what it was like sitting down with Gwen. Now you just did the same with Lawrence. You just chatted with them, and I want to talk with you about that great chat that you had. I love a sibling duo. They're not a band that I know too much about, but I'm sure they do a fun show. I've been listening to their music since your chat, and they are quite, I was not expecting that kind of music from them.
a lot of people don't, right? And I'm glad that you said that. First of all, thank you for the compliments, as I deserve, but I appreciate it. No, Lawrence has been a group that I've been following for years, right? It's been, I think, 5 or 6 years since I learned about them. And I think I even say in the interview, like, I've been knowing, and that's not meant from a braggadocious way. That's just like, I so rarely get to be one of those guys. It's like, but I knew before everyone else did. And for once, because I'm a pop guy, right? I work in pop radio. By the time I heard about it, you've probably already have the first 2 vinyls. But that wasn't the case with Lawrence. Clyde and Gracie Lawrence, they're the, like you said, brother, sister duo that front the band, but they also have other band members that are family members on stage. There's like 9 of them on stage. They have a whole horn section. And it was an interview that was a long time coming because, as you heard in the interview, I ran into them at a New Year's party. Shout out to Max, Lights Down Low, Color Vision, Max, that, we all love and know. But he had this Halloween or New Year's party, and I met them. And I felt like such a loser because I was like, I'm so excited to meet you guys. And they're like, cool, we're just trying to celebrate New Year's right now. And so I had to play it cool when I saw them in person this time around. But I literally, the first thing out of my mouth was, they did this on sync. It's going to be me cover.
Every little thing I do never seems enough for you.
And it's a full horn section. It's a brass section. And I was just such a fan of it. So to not only get the chance to talk with them and them not only meet, but exceed expectations, they were awesome. They're super sweet. And their live show, man, I know you're a production guy. I cannot explain how much of a brick wall of sound just slaps you in the face in like the best way possible. It's big band meets pop, meets funk, meets soul. And I can't recommend both their music and their show enough.
Yeah, because they're total soul, funk, R&B. It's such a cool blend. And I've seen videos now online of them live. But as with your recent Jelly Roll interview, as he mentioned in that, like, yeah, you can watch a show through a phone like the Eras Tour or like Jelly Roll's Beautifully Broken Tour, but none of it's like experiencing the show in person. So they deliver. They deliver when it's
They do
the
deliver.
full-
Yeah, it's absolutely worth seeing. And they're playing kind of that mid-tier between theaters and arenas right now. The place where they played in Chicago, the Aragon Ballroom, it's a storied historical place, 3,000 person room. That place was packed front to back. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't see him on this tour, this is your last chance before you're going to see him in arena.
I love a brother like our sibling story, especially a brother sister story. That's so fun. That just must be so cool for the family and for them to be like, damn, look, we've gone out and done this thing.
Right. It's kind of like the AJR story, right? You got three brothers
Yes.
there. Funny enough, they're all kind of from the same area of New York, what's not. So there's something in the water, literally one of their songs, but truly over there when it comes to talent. But yeah, dude, I actually, it's funny that you brought up the Jelly Roll show, because you and I saw Beautifully Broken, the tour together,
Yes.
in person. And I think both of us, coming from this world where it's not that we were massive Jelly Roll fans going into it. We knew about him. We knew about the songs. Maybe we had certain, pieces of his discography that we were a fan of, but to see that whole album live and see the production of it after having talked to him and see how excited he was about what he put together on the show, that was cool.
After you inadvertently got everyone in the audience a free ticket to the show,
Okay.
might I add.
Okay, so I did not plan that. Yeah, that's part of our Jelly Roll conversation. We had two. He was on Spout back to back, not back to back weeks, but we had back
Literally
to back
the same day, by the way.
Yeah.
So Eric and we chatted with Jelly Roll immediately back to back with each other. Like
I was
literally sat up.
I was trying to bat around it, like without like revealing the curtain of behind. Yeah, we were both there in the same place. And for what it's worth, now that you've exposed Jelly like that, no,
Which
we
is
at
great. Do
Spout,
great chats.
Thanks, man. No, you were. I had to follow you. You went first, and you had that 25-minute detailed, like he could pull out any fact, and you're like, I could tell you 5 more before you even finish that sentence. And I can't tell you how much volumes that speaks to you as not just a presenter, but an interviewer and a researcher.
Thank you,
I was blown away. It was also infuriating to sit quietly and watch it happen and go, oh God, I have to follow this. And my only saving grace was that my chat was, yours was in a closed set. And then they opened up the doors and they had an audience of about 50 people. And then I got to just play off the audience energy. So I got the cheat code there.
You got free tickets for all of them, so not too bad.
I didn't do that. Stop saying that, because this label's going to come for me. No, there was it was not at the show, and there was a girl who was very bullish, and shout out to her, because she made this happen for everyone, about letting Jelly know that she wanted to see his show, but she did not have tickets, and he mistakenly, or I don't really, mistake's not the right word, but he trapped himself, because he asked, who's not coming to the show tonight? And virtually the entire room raised their hand, right? It's a sold out show.
Yeah.
And you just saw his gears turning. I froze. I was like, I can't say or do anything to influence this. Otherwise it could be really bad from a business standpoint on the back end. I'm going to have to foot the bill.
Your face was great. I was just watching the clip, and when he said it, I was like, all right, put him on the list. You're like, okay.
But no, I have a history of accidentally doing this. This is the part you don't know, Nick. In a previous life, when I worked for a different radio station, I got in trouble with several labels and managers by like getting the artist to give tickets away. So it induced a fear in me, like, I can't do it. I'm just going to freeze. And then Jelly, just being Jelly, is like, we'll make it happen. And he did. And
he did. He made it happen. And it was an incredible show, Beautifully Broken tour. I hope everybody's able to check that out, at least the next tour out, whatever he goes on, because, oh my gosh. And he's killing it. His album, by the way, number one. Congrats.
Number one, which we both had chatted about. He had these aspirations of it becoming number one. And not only that, but it's also number one in support of an amazing cause. And it's going to a ton of different organizations that benefit mental health and substance abuse and recovery. And he was like, hey, none of these proceeds are coming to me. Let's make it go number one for an amazing cause. And it's good music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's incredible music. So check out both of our chats with Jelly Roll on the Spout Podcast, and be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, like the video, say what's up. We'll respond back. We'll say hello. What's up? Right back to you.
Yeah, Nick's the one that runs the YouTube account. So if the account doesn't say what's up back to you, it's Nick at Nick Major. You could target him directly.
Do and file any complaints. Truly, just assume I'm responsible for anything wrong that happens with this place.
Literally.
And Erik is responsible for all good things.
All good things and only good things. Tamara's in the middle. She gets the credit for asking good questions.
Tamara's in the middle, and don't forget everybody to check out her chat with Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, can I ask, is it actually pronounced Stefani? Have I been saying it wrong my entire life, or is that how you say it?
How have you been saying
Stefani, like a normal person.
Wait.
I caught this when you and Tamara did your after show after the last Spout episode.
How did you hear me say it?
You say Stefani.
Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, you add like an extra E and then end on an up note.
Gwen. Okay, say
Gwen
yours
Stefani.
again. Stefani.
There you
that's
go.
what you're saying. I feel like I'm doing like a New York accent. Hey, yo,
it's Gwen Stefani.
Hey, look who it is. It's Gwen Stefani. Oh, no doubt it is.
Yeah.
Hey!
You know what I love is that a quick little backstory. Nick and I met because we both auditioned for a music show on TV. And a lot of people ask, like, what makes good TV and radio? And
Erik got the gig and I didn't, by the way.
I wasn't even going to say that part. I wasn't even going to say that part.
Before he gets to the part where, who got the job and got to go live in New York.
That's
yeah.
not what I was getting at. I was getting at.
What were you getting to, though?
I was that we're refined talents and polished in what we do. And people expect, like, it's a common question. How do you figure out what to talk about? And honestly, we don't. Clearly, right now, when you let us loose without a script and there's no artist to lean on, we just make up New York accents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't make them up. It's natural for you because you got to live there because of your said TV gig again.
That lasted 9
See,
seconds.
My voice cracked because I was so angry.
I didn't mean to out that part.
No.
I
I always love to say that when you bring it up, though. I always love to say
yeah, you do. No
met.
matter where we are. They could be New York. It could be airport security.
Such a common thing. How did you guys meet? Oh, we were auditioning. Oh, what was it? Did you get it? He did. I didn't. That's just, it's going to come up.
Well, now we're all on a show together. It works out.
Okay. What next? What's up now?
I wanted to talk to you about this Billie Eilish Rihanna potential collab that got hinted at by Rihanna on a red carpet.
Yeah, the chat with Access Hollywood. I saw that.
So
yep.
Rihanna was asked, who would you like to collaborate with, which is a common question for artists. But I think someone of Rihanna's stature, people don't really ask that anymore for right, wrong, or indifferent. It's Rihanna, right? She could collab with whoever she wants. And she answered, she obliged. And she said, Billie Eilish. And I think all of us were like, wait, did the clouds just part? Are the heavens looking down upon us? Is this not only the collab that we need, but also a sign that Rihanna music is coming? I don't know.
So first off, Billie Eilish, she loves Rihanna. She said, is it Rihanna or Rihanna? I always...
Oh, here we go again. If you've lived in New York, specifically after getting a TV gig, it's Rihanna.
No, it's Rihanna.
No, it's Rihanna.
It's oh my gosh. Because I swear during that audition, back to this damn audition, we had to say Rihanna.
No,
at one
they
point.
corrected you. It's Rihanna.
Yeah. So it is. So I was saying Rihanna.
Now you're confusing me. I don't know.
My gosh.
Anyway,
me too.
The collab could be happening.
Anyway, a collab, which would be so sick. So Billie Eilish has in the past said how much she loves Rihanna. And what was interesting to me, though, is the way that Rihanna's response was. She said, how I would love to like have the chance to, let me see. I have the exact quote. So she specifically said, if I could only do a song with Billie Eilish, she's so good. If I could only, I feel like she could do that. I feel like if there's someone that could make it happen, it's Rihanna to call someone up and say, hey, let's do a song together.
I'm so happy that you verbalized the That's amazing. Well, how much lore do you know? It's okay that if you don't. I just have had this conversation at length with Tamara Dia, who is a Rihanna specialist. How much do you know about Rihanna not putting out R9?
I can assure you Tamara knows a lot more than me. Because I know very minimal, so tell me everything.
A very politically correct answer. So Rihanna has hinted at, her follow-up album for years now. She hasn't put anything out in nearly 10 years. As far as an album goes, the only real song she's released in the interim was the song that was "Lift Me Up" that was in Black Panther. And when she went to do the Super Bowl halftime show, everyone thought clearly this is a sign that she's putting something new out. She even did an article interview where she said it would be crazy to play the Super Bowl and not release new music that same year.
And then she didn't. She trolled everyone.
Psych, she released a baby instead.
Literally. And then that was 2 years ago. So then last year, people were like, okay, maybe it got delayed because of the kid. Now we're definitely going to get it. And she taunts people. She knows what she's doing because she's doing interviews all the time. It'd be one thing if she's out of the public eye. She's not. She's promoting Fenty Beauty. She's doing the movie. She's all over the place, right? But she keeps getting asked this music question. And every time she's like, it's coming. It's on the way. It would be insane not to release it this year. And then here we are almost at the end of 2024 with no Rihanna music, let alone R9, which would be her 9th studio album, if you haven't put that
She's
together.
like the Grand Theft Auto of the music world.
That is a very accurate way of putting it.
We're all just waiting on Grand Theft Auto 6, and we're all waiting on Rihanna 9.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Rihanna 9?
R9, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But I was gonna say something else about Rihanna, but I don't remember, so just kidding.
She just posted a picture with her kids in the Savage onesies. You see that?
Oh, I saw that. Everyone go to Instagram to check it out. She's got a carousel of it. It is so freaking cute. Her kids, when I see celebrities with kids, it's what makes me realize how fast time flies by. So do you know how to pronounce their first kid's name? Her kid with A$AP Rocky, is it RZA?
I think it's RZA.
RZA? I just assume because
is it RZA?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's RZA because that's how you'd pronounce the Wu-Tang Clan member.
Okay, perfect. Then Riot Rose, 14 months old. RZA, 2 years old. They got a little family.
They're
growing.
gorgeous.
Great
by
pictures.
The way, too. Great looking fam.
Of course, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky are two of the most stunning people that have ever been created.
I had no idea that Rihanna had a Savage onesie line either. Call me late to the party here. I was like, okay, I've never had a desire to get a onesie, but now you could literally be wearing a onesie and be like, actually, it's fashion, so you can't.
They
say
look
anything.
high end.
Yeah, well, they are. It's her brand, but.
So did you ever get pajamas? I mean, this feels perfect for
Here
Christmas.
we go.
I feel like pajamas were such a Christmas item to get the night before Santa's going to get his cookies and put the presents under the tree.
Yep.
You'd get a pair of pajamas. Would you ever get that?
No, I got toys, Nick, because it was Christmas.
Oh my God. Oh, did my parents rip me off?
No, to be fair, you were a triplet, right? So you have a family, like they're
I
doing
was.
all
There
the
was
cute
three
things.
of us.
I've seen the photos. You have like the let's pose them, JCPenney style. I was the only child. My parents were
should have
trying to
heard-
sneak me into cocktail clubs, not get me like, to do the family photo.
No, we were such a family, like go to the mall, get a family photo shoot. Like our answering machine, it was so 90s. It was like my mom talking, and then she was like, "You've reached the Major house." And then all of us 4 kids, I have an older sister, we jumped in, we're like, "And we are going crazy." And then my mom, "So leave us a message and we'll call you back."
That
Those were the good
explains
days.
so much of why you are the way you are.
My mom's personality is definitely the brighter one of my dad and her, as in regards to energy. Thanks for that, Mom.
Yeah, no, I never really, I guess we did, but like the only time I remember going to the mall to take a photo was my mom, my dad, and me, again, because I had no brothers and sisters and I was lonely. And my mom and dad had both at the time worked for United Airlines. So I don't know why they didn't get paid to do this. Now knowing what I know about sponsorships and endorsements, they should not have done this. But all 3 of us were in white United Airlines turtlenecks and took a photo.
Was there a dog included?
No, they didn't even have a dog growing up. They got a dog when I went to college.
Oh my gosh.
I was what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't have the same opportunities you did as a family of 4.
Your parents, so they had 1 kid, no pets growing up?
We had cats. Deprived.
Okay.
That's the word I was looking for. Deprived as a child.
Yeah, because so they had 1 kid, you, and they were like, "This is so rough. We can't do this again." So they just made you suffer it alone. Here I am, triplets, older sister. It's great.
Yeah, I would love to ask your older sister that question if she thought it was great. Like, oh, we're having another one. Oh, we're having 3 more.
3 of them.
Surprise!
But the sibling life's cool, but I think that the single child life would be pretty dope as well, honestly.
Yeah, they both have their benefits for sure. I love that this turned from Rihanna to onesies to family photos, but I think that is our time. Nicholas, I know you just did a recent Spout on episode.
Yes, I just chatted with Zach Top. Everybody be sure to check that out.
Yep.
And he's just this up and coming, but now extremely established country artist currently on tour with Lainey Wilson.
Yeah.
He has this album out, Cold Beer and Country Music.
Yeah.
His sound is like a total throwback to the 90s. It sounds like you're listening to Garth Brooks or something.
Yeah,
It's
I was going to
super
say
cool.
he's a newer name in the grand scheme of things, but when you hear him sing, it's definitely got that like, oh, I'm tuned in to a 90s country station. Garth just played on the radio. I've got a cold beer open, not driving. But you
Not
know,
driving, that's
you're
right.
you're listening in the country. You're in, my family's from the South, like Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Yeah,
so
and
before someone yells at
his-
me like, "Oh, you're stereotyping," I'm like, "No, that's my family." So I know what it looks
I
like.
lived that.
Yes.
It's in my blood.
Yes.
Check out his song Sounds Like the Radio. It's a great just kind of look into what he sounds like. But yeah, that full chat is out now because country's so hot. Well, like we both said, we just chat with Jelly Roll, and country's just doing its thing, including Zach Top.
It is. Nick Major, when are you releasing your music? You've been sending me your singles.
You like that? Yeah, I've given you a hint of 2 of them. I got another one ready to send your way. I can send your way right after this episode ends, and you can tell me what you think. I sent Erik my music, and his first response was, because it came, I got a new laptop, and I forgot to hit one button, so I didn't realize until Erik told me that my texts were going out through my old Hotmail account.
Yeah.
Which
So I just got this like this mixtape from at hotmail.com domain.
and underscore.
It's like, is this spam? What?
And I was like, check out my music. And then he was like, hey, is this you? And I was like, that did look like a scam. You're right. So then I sent it to you. You thought it was AI because it was so good.
It's very
That's
good.
why.
It was very
And-
good. I'm the first one to tell you that. I can't wait for the
Thanks,
world to
man.
hear it.
I appreciate that, but we'll see when it happens. I'm not sure yet.
I'll leak it. Also, you can't just sneak in the fact that you got a new laptop without explaining that you left your laptop at the TSA and you did
No,
not.
I did not. My laptop was
Oh my
stolen
gosh,
from my
the
hotel
producers
room.
are in my ear right now. They're saying we got to go.
In
Nick,
Portland.
it was so great to see you, man. And we'll
That
talk
is
to you
truly
soon. It's
what
5,
happened.
4, 3, 2, 1. That's all we got
And
for you.
we're out.
And we're out.